Hey, good people, how you doing? Welcome to episode 7 of 254 Rugby. We review the Dallas Sevens, the third round of the 2024 Sportpesa National 7th Circuit, which took place this past weekend in Kisumu City. And before we proceed, allow me to eat some humble pie. Remember in episode 6, I called it for KCB to win the Dallas Sevens? Well, it didn't happen. They exited the competition tamely in the quarterfinal, going down 12-5 to Kenya Harlequin in a repeat of the Ingor Sevens final, which was played in Kakamega. Must have been 2 weeks prior to that. Anyway, congratulations to Kabras Sugar, deserved winners of the Dallas Sevens, deserved leaders of the Sportpesa National Sevens circuit heading into the halfway stage. Remember, we've played 3 rounds of the circuit. We started with the Christie Sevens in Nairobi, Kabras Sugar winning that one before Kenya Harlequin won the second leg, the Ingor Sevens in Kakamega. And then heading to the lakeside city of Kisumu, it was Kabras Sugar coming off imperious there, winning the competition. And they did obviously reveal the talents of Jackson Siketa, the Kenya under-20 international, emerging as the tournament's most valuable player. He was critical in leading Kabras Sugar to that victory in Kisumu. Also critical for Kabras Sugar was Eric Cantona. Remember, we've spoken about him before in previous editions of 254 Rugby. Definitely emerging as a key player for Kabras Sugar on the Sportpesa National 7th Circuit. Still on matters related to the Sportpesa National 7th Circuit, the Menengai Oilers played in their first cup final, and kudos to them because they had struggled in the previous rounds, and we all remember that hilarious episode in Kakamega when Samuel Moura kicked the ball out into touch when they're in possession, but they've obviously grown in strength from those moments, reaching the cup final in Kisumu. And in as much as they went down 24-5 to Kabras Sugar, showing that they are still in there to upset the equation as the race to be crowned the Kenyan club champions in Sevens Rugby in 2024 continues. There was also a big feat for Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. That is the full name of the team, which plays under the acronym of MUST. Well, they reached the cup semis in Kisumu. Masinde Muliro is one of those teams who on a good day make it difficult for you to play against. And good outing for John Asila's Chargers. Question is, will they be able to sustain this in Nairobi when the George Mwangi Kabeberi Sevens continues this coming weekend? Another team that continues to punch above its weight is the Catholic Monks, cup semi-finalists in Kakamega during round 2. They lost in the cup quarterfinal this time, and they lost to a deserved winner in Masinde Muliro in the cup quarters in Kisumu. The Monks, after 3 rounds of the 2024 circuit, refusing to go away, definitely contenders for the Team Spirit Award. Remember, they've won it in previous editions. I recall very vividly 10 years ago in 2014 when they came and upset the Apple Cat on the Sportpesa National 7th Circuit, then sponsored by Safaricom. Oh, KCB, how many times shall we call you? KCB, well, they are the reigning Sportpesa National 7th Circuit champions. They headed into Kisumu as the defending champions. They had an imperious day 1, winning all their matches rather convincingly. But on day 2, again coming up unstuck against Kenya Harlequin, losing 12 points to 5. 3 rounds of the Sportpesa National 7th Circuit to go. Yes, they are in the top 3, but they have a lot of work to do, a lot of ground to gain. And Andrew Amonde, Mark Mushila, Dennis Mwanja, Mike Shamia, members of the KCB coaching staff, definitely have to dig deeper into their knowledge and demand a lot more of the players heading into the final 3 rounds. But it is what it is. They've struggled, and other teams who didn't really enjoy the Dallas Sevens, Mwamba a decade and a half ago were the Giants of Kenya Club Sevens Rugby. But in Kisumu, they exited rather tamely in the Challenge Trophy competition. Well, can be attributed to a lot of things, including the talent that is at the squad right now. A lot of young talent coming through, but they do have a number of decent players, most notably Brian Motugi. But it still is a steep curve for the club that is popularly known as Kulabu in terms of just, what can I say, in terms of showing what they are really made of. They have another opportunity this week to play in the first division at their home tournament, the George Mwangi Kabeberi Memorial Sevens, which incidentally is played in honor of a departed Mwamba giant by the name of George Mwangi Kabeberi, who passed away in 1986. The tournament has been played since 1988. Mwamba will be looking to host a good tournament. Question is, can they put up a big performance in Nairobi? The Strathmore Leos, well, for them as well, they failed to show up to the party in Kisumu. You would have expected them to be in the Cup quarterfinals on Sunday, but it wasn't the case. They were competing for scraps on day 2, and Willie Sojal will have to rejig his squad, have to tap into their mindset and demand better of them when they play in Nairobi. So, what can we expect in the last half of the Sportpesa National Sevens Circuit? Remember, we've played 3 rounds. We've been to Nairobi, where we did see the Christie Sevens won by Kabras Sugar. I mentioned that earlier. We went to Kakamega, where we did see the Ingor Sevens won by Kenya Harlequin. And then again back to Western Kenya, this time to Kisumu City, where Kabras Sugar emerged victorious, winning the Dallas Sevens. And as we head to Nairobi, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be the teams now making that mad dash for points. Kabras obviously are in pole position. They know what they need to do. They just need to get comfortable finishes. They need to target semi-finals and finals in their remaining fixtures and seal the deal at the series finale, which takes place in Nakuru sometime in September. For KCB, they have a lot of ground to make up. Kenya Harlequin, they are floating. Remember, they struggled last year. Paul Murunga has really worked his magic into the boys this year, and they are competing, and they're actually up there amongst the teams that are still in contention for the title. Can they push the fight all the way? That remains to be seen. For the Menengai Oilers as well, beginning to come good. I do feel the return of players like John Okoth gives them that impetus. They will need to be consistent if they are to take the fight for the Sportpesa National Sevens Circuit title right down to the wire. Looking at the quality of play so far, well, a lot more expansive rugby being played. It's good to see a shift from the Route 1 rugby, which had become a signature of Kenyan rugby sevens over the past decade or so. Players beginning to express themselves a lot more evasive running, attacking the spaces. There still is an issue with game management and decision making, but that's why we play the National Sevens Circuit, so that we get to learn all about these things. Well, we will be looking forward to another episode of 254 Rugby. This has been a quick fire one. I believe Walter is still enjoying himself in Kisumu. We will catch you next time. And if you get the chance, like, share, subscribe. Let's continue talking about rugby here on 254 Rugby. Until next time, catch you later. Peace. Baby,